Hi, I'm Lara Bloom, and I'm now going to talk to you about EDS ECHO Advocacy. Now, hopefully you would now have heard about the successful program we've been running since 2019 called EDS ECHO. And that was set up for telementoring, for us to increase the amount of medical professionals there are out there that are educated and able and willing to treat people, manage and care for people with EDS and HSD. And it was so successful that we thought that we would start to do a similar program for our patient community. Because whilst we're building this army of medical professionals, we realize how essential it is to have those troops on the ground that are actually living this and will provide the narrative of what it's like to live with this every day. And that's how the idea of Advocacy ECHO was born. Okay, so we are about to actually start program 4, believe it or not. It's gone so quickly, and 150 people from 15 countries around the world living with all the different types of EDS and HSD have taken part. And what we wanted to provide was a platform where we could share with people what it takes to be an advocate. And really, when you think about it, what does advocacy mean? So the definition of advocacy is the act or process of supporting a cause or proposal, or the act or process of advocating for something. So when people think about advocacy, it's about raising awareness. It's about telling the story and supporting a cause that is really close to your heart. And who better to do that than the people living with it? The trick when it comes to being an advocate is to really learn about your topic. And so on the course that we run for EDS ECHO, we cover public speaking, we cover research, we cover fundraising, we cover the definitions of advocacy and what it entails. And I think we cover lobbying as well. I mean, it's a really amazing program that really covers everything that we think is important to consider when raising that awareness. It's very important to educate yourself about your condition, but not just through your lens. Because the key to being a very successful advocate is not just to tell your story, it's to tell the story of everyone that you're representing. And so for this case, when I'm doing my advocacy work, I'm either representing rare and chronic diseases, invisible conditions, or the Ehlers-Danlos syndromes, all 14 types, and the hypermobility spectrum disorders. So you can't just tell your story. You need to think about what it is to experience those symptoms with another type, with HSD, with another rare disease, and really understand what you're talking about and representing. So you're not just telling your story. And I think that that's really, really important. So make sure you do as much reading as you can. There's a ton of great podcasts out there these days as well. Google is your best friend when it comes to this. There's so many resources out there. Global Genes is another great place. Eurodis that do the EUPATI course. Global Genes do the Rare University and Rare on the Road. Really great things out there. And of course, this EDS ECHO Advocacy. When you're doing that advocacy work, you want to be armed with resources. And let's just look through that EDS and HSD lens. The best place to find those is going to be on the Society website, ehlers-danlos.com. So make sure you've printed everything out you need. We have share, and just make sure you're armed with everything you need to help tell that story. Find out who your audience are. Is it a room of people that would prefer to hear the facts, the figures, more of the medical and scientific information? Or is it a room that wants to hear about your story, your personal experience, more of the emotional side of it? That difference is very important, so try and consider that, and that will frame what your talk should look like. And remember, advocacy can happen anywhere. It can happen standing at a bus stop, at an airport, with your families sitting around the table. At school, either as a student or as a teacher. In your community, in every single aspect, going for a coffee, going for dinner, bumping into someone and telling that story, or at local and national government level. And we cover all of these options on the course. Never underestimate the power of one voice. When you tell your story to 5 or 10 people, they then tell the story, and so on and so on. And you can see the spread of this awareness and how powerful it can be. We see it in May every year during Awareness Month, when everyone takes it upon themselves to share everything on their social media platforms. And it is so powerful. So don't ever think, what could I do? Because actually, you could do a whole lot. And remember your worth. Patients should be involved throughout the entire process from bench to bedside of research as equal stakeholders. The medical professionals around the table are no more superior to you in terms of what you can bring to the table. So just remember that, and remember how valid your voice is and your experiences, because without that, how are these researchers, clinicians, academics going to understand why? What is this all for? You are what it's all for. And you must remember that. And also realize the opportunities out there. I'm so privileged to do this job. And I started out as an advocate, as a volunteer. And just recently this year, I was appointed as a professor of practice in patient engagement and global collaboration. You can make careers from this. You can make things better for your condition and for those around you as well. And you can help it, even if it's just a little bit in your local area. But please, my take-home message is, do not underestimate the power and the strength of what you can do as one person. And please remember your worth. We invite everyone to apply to join our EDS ECHO Advocacy program. We're really proud of it. It was the first of its kind that Project ECHO has ever done and supported. It was the first time patients were invited to take part on that platform, and it's been a triumph. And so we also enjoy sharing our experience with other nonprofits and support groups so that they can in turn do the same with their community, because the patient voice is extremely powerful. If you ever have any questions about this or anything, here are my contact details and the Society's contact details, and we are here to offer any advice and answer your questions at any time. Thank you so much.